before we start, I want to know why you guys have decided to make a write-up every single time. When did this start, and why was I never aware of it, and why did I always think you were Game Press?
Okay, so it started, I believe I think I did it first as an experiment back during the original Valentine's banner. And then everyone just really liked it, so we just started doing it as a regular thing. And then, yeah.
I don't remember the first time we did it.
I'm
Okay,
pretty sure it was Valentine's.
now tell the truth. Do you read Game Press first and then write this up?
No?
You could not pay me to read Game Press.
Oh my god, these guys hate Game Press. Alright.
Game Press?
I'm indifferent to Game Press.
I have plenty of issues with them, I'll just say that.
Okay. Okay, so you heard this first. The DL peeps better than Game Press. Alright, nice.
Of course.
Okay, let's go over the actual
Whatever,
breakdown, because
wow.
yesterday we were pretty basic about it. What do you mean, of course?
You calling me basic, bruh?
No, oh, whoa!
Wait.
It was a 10-minute breakdown. It was not much of a breakdown at all.
You want
Poor
to fight, dog?
GGG.
Alright. No, I don't want to fight. Come on. We were there. We were...
Wow,
Nobody
GGG
wanted to
are
win.
all Dragalia News Feed.
Yes. Alright. Number 1. Tell me why Mym's the best.
Okay, so alright, so I guess we'll just start off with actually let's just start off with her abilities real quick. So
Actually, before
me-
you do that, I'm gonna
Yeah.
call this man out.
Mhm.
So you know that gigantic description you guys always put out?
uh-huh.
He thought you guys got that from Game Press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we write those out by hand.
Who the hell writes that stuff by hand? It's usually just copy paste from Game Press, or just, you know, we changed a few words. Now we can enter this homework.
Why?
And
Why would I
accept it.
do that? I do that for actual homework. I don't
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're lazy.
Like, he does it for actual, not for this stuff.
So just know,
because
you
this I
guys
actually
are
care
Game
about.
Press levels. You guys are Game Press.
I don't know, the way it's formatted and worded just feels like Game Press. It feels like somebody has a gun at the back of their head as they wrote all of this.
Yeah, my thought process when writing these is to just get every single idea in my head out, regardless of whether or not it's too wordy, because at the end, I just put a TLDR anyway, so if you don't want to read the essay, you just read that.
Yes. Okay, number 1, it feels like there's a gun at the back of your head, and number 2, it feels like a nerd wrote it.
Yeah.
Alright,
One of those
established.
things, you know. Absolutely one of those things. You have to decide which.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we were talking about, why is Mym the best, and why are you guys hating on my wife?
Okay, well...
They are different to me.
So the I hate Mym thing is because of Master Hyper and Hilda. No relation to Halloween.
Oh.
Anyway, so I'll start with her abilities. So first, she has Flameworm Sweet Nature. It's kind of the same thing as normal Mym's ability, where she gets burn immunity and she always transforms into Brunhilde instead of whatever dragon she's equipped to.
Mm-hmm.
Key difference here is that she never turns into High Brunhilde, but instead she just gets the 15% attack speed by default instead of having to shapeshift twice to get it. So I'm actually not sure if it's better or worse than normal Mym's version. It's still really good though, obviously. She also has stun immunity, which is fantastic because high Midgard is actually hard again. That's really neat. And her final ability is Draconic Dream. It increases the defense while shapeshifted by 100%.
What?
And it makes it... Yeah, that part's kind of weird. The more important thing is that when the effect from her skill 2 is active, she gets... Hold up. Yeah, she gets 20% damage while in shapeshift. Yeah, 20% extra damage while in shapeshift while your skill 2 is active. So the idea here is you pop skill 2, you get 20% strength, 5% crit, and additional 20% extra shapeshift damage. So you pop skill 2,
Wow.
shapeshift, do stupid dummy damage. So
And she's supposed to be
it's pretty fun.
support.
Yeah, she kind of, yeah, that's kind of the interesting thing about her. Anyway, onto her skills.
Oh wait, one sec. Did anybody ever notice where her tail's coming out of from? Like, the skirt has absolute no business being on her because anybody from behind her could just get to see everything. Her tail is literally lifting it up. I thought she was just jumping at first, but her tail is literally lifting her skirt up. If you're behind her, you just see everything.
Don't worry.
It's okay, she's hot. Is that a problem? No, of course not.
Well, that makes it better.
Yeah, you probably like it that.
I know, but Yuden's PP doesn't work. Alright, first skill's Charming Trick. Tell me why this is amazing, but why is it so small like Yuden's PP?
It's so small because it would be stupidly retarded and broken if it wasn't. Like, okay, Galliuden is kind of an exception because he's
his
supposed
is
to be broken,
huge.
but even then, there are some really stupid things about it. Like in the Halloween event that's going on right now, if you pop skill 1 with Yuden, the entire room of enemies is just dead. It's over. So yeah, long range skills tend to have pretty heavy restrictions. That's why Galliuden skill 1 actually has really low damage modifiers for his skill. But and so does Mym skill 1 actually. The damage modifiers on it aren't too good. However, that is not a big deal because the defense drop is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know, when most bosses break, they lose about 40% of their defense. So this is 3/8 of a break, active at all times, that can stack with a break. Just think of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
The only condition is that they have to be standing in this circle, but even bosses like High Midgard Sommer tend to stand still for a very long period of time as long as you use it at the right moment. Like, for example, when he's doing the spitballs, he doesn't move at all. He just stands there and spits at you. So there are plenty of opportunities to just throw that on him and let him stand in there for the entire duration and then just kill him. So yeah, really good
You
stuff.
know, in this situation, looks like he almost hits the monster out of the circle.
Yeah,
and he
axes
stops.
to push.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For reference,
Mhm.
the reason getting Elisanne is run so much high Mercury is partially because of her heal, but her second heal is the same exact skill as skill 1. So having it moved from a skill 2 to a skill 1, a lot of extra DPS, because that's a 100% buff rate or 100% debuff that 100% of the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be thrown out a lot quicker than say if it was on skill 2.
Makes sense. All right. Second skill is Temporary Fancy. Increases the strength of flame attuned adventurers in the team by 20% for 15 seconds. Activates Dream Boost for 15 seconds. During Dream Boost, the user's critical rate is increased by 5%.
I mean, yeah, just a really good buffing skill. The only unfortunate thing is that it's on her skill 2, so it's not like super spammable like Emma's buff is. There's still a lot of burst potential there. If you time it correctly and combine it with her skill 1 and a shapeshift at the same time, you get such ridiculous damage output. So you might have to be like a little clever about when you use it because of the cooldown times, but it's still really, really powerful. There's not much else to say, just a really good skill.
It's also just super funny that you didn't just get slapped. Man. Okay, but just for reference, what's Makoto's typical critical rate at, or something like that?
Okay, so without any worm prints or anything outside of just his base, he reaches 20% crit rate. With worm prints, that can go up to 35%, and with a dagger, that can go up to 45%.
So essentially, it could set somebody at 50% of the time. They'll just blow shit up.
Oh, the Dream Boost only applies to Mym, I believe.
Oh!
There's critical rate, yeah.
He just
Oh,
gets,
so just the strength aspect of it then. Okay, whatever,
Yeah,
that's still
the
good.
strength is still good. Yeah.
So we didn't talk about the last one then.
What?
The co-ability.
Oh, right, her co-ability, of course. Yeah,
That one
so-
actually mattered.
Yeah, 30% crit damage. It's not the strongest co-ability that we've ever had, but it's definitely a pretty neat one. Obviously, Makoto really likes Mym herself really likes it because she's an axe. She always runs Kung Fu Masters, and of course her skill too. With all those things combined, she can hit 23% crit while her skill 2 is active, which is pretty good. So she definitely appreciates it. Ramona too appreciates it because she's also an axe, and all axes run Kung Fu Masters. So literally, there's not a single one that doesn't. Reina also likes it quite a bit. She typically runs Resounding Rendition, and she has some abilities that boost her crit too, unless I'm missing something. Yeah. So, yeah, Makoto really likes it. Mym, Ramona, Reina. The only thing is there's a bit of consistency issue here. Like, for example, student Maribel does not care about this co-ability at all because she does not run any crit. So for some characters, it's kind of useless, but for some, it's really, really amazing. So I don't know.
Okay, that makes sense. But moving on to the 4 stars, one of the questions asked earlier was, are any of them good?
Well, all right. Lowen is good, as in if you just look at what he can do on his own, like it's good. It's definitely beneficial. The only concern, I guess, or problem is that he has really, really strict competition with both Verica and Valentine's Hildegard.
Yep.
Both of which kind of just do everything he does, but better. Verica's main thing right now is that she can cleanse stun, which is really helpful for high Midgard Stormer, especially when Ramona is such a top tier meta character and she does not have stun immunity. So that's the big thing. The other thing with Valentine's Hildegard is that she gives energy, so she has a bit more of a offensive utility to her that Lowen just cannot provide. It's not that Lowen's bad, it's just he kind of struggles to find a niche amongst those two. You can definitely get good.
But those are 5 stars, so I guess it goes to say, if you don't have them, then Lowen.
America is actually a 4-star, but yeah.
Oh, wait, you're right. Wait, how did I still not have her? And her saggy tits.
I don't know.
Alright, moving on. I guess it's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice not in Lowen's favor. But, you know, he's a Shota, so there you go.
I guess there's one interesting caveat or something that I forgot to mention. He has a unique ability called, I forget the actual name of it. It's like Force Strike Charge. Let me pull it up. Yeah, Force Charge. So what Force Charge does is the first 3 Force Strikes fill up the gauge for all of his skills by 25%. So essentially plus 75% charge to all 3 of his skills on demand. Now, this already exists in 2 different worm prints. One is called Sister's Day Out, another is called Castle Cheer Corpse. But the interesting thing is that these 2 abilities actually stack with each other. So if you run Sister's Day Out or Castle Cheer Corpse on Lowen, you get plus 50% charge to all 3 of your skills for your first 3 Force Strikes. Which there's some funny things you can do with that, especially because he already comes with skill prep too. So there's some really silly, stupid things you can do with that. But overall, ruling is still the same. He kind of struggles to find a niche, but he's still definitely good.
Okay, you know, I have to ask you this. Outside of the adventures themselves and what they do, who would you prefer more, Lowen or Mym?
Probably
sexually. Lowen. Oh, I knew it!
Oh.
I knew it! I knew it! Alright, moving on. I knew it. No, I knew it. Alright, what's so good about Odetta? She looks stunning.
Odetta's basically a water version of her original version. Her first skill is Envoy of the End, which is basically water equivalent of her light version's first skill, which is 2 water far range slashes, except it turns to bats. And it reduces the enemy's defense by 5% with, I think, a 40%, which is essentially the same. So I don't think there's any change.
It does.
Zambo, is there any change to that skill?
No, it's the exact same thing as Light Odetta.
The exact same thing.
So she just looks hotter and is water.
The second skill is slightly because instead of AoE heal / buff, it is changed to a it's changed to Wonderful World, which is increases the user nearby ally strength by 20% for 15 seconds. I feel like that should have been the first skill. I feel like this works nonetheless. Her first ability is Prime Defense 10%, which is a weaker version of Reyna's first ability. So every time she gets her first skill fully charged, she gets a 10% skill or 10% defense, and that happens every 15 seconds if she can get. Sadly, her resistance is 100% stun res, which means that she won't be able to do Hybrid as effectively as Summer Celier. And she probably doesn't have the combat potential of Xander, so that's a little disappointing. But her last ability is buff time plus 20%, like her old, her old set, which allows her to keep on getting off that second skill. Potentially, she can be a really good unit for Hybrid, but I'm not sure how well she will do in surviving, considering that she's not a burn it. Though, Zambo, is burn needed, like super necessary in Hybrid?
Okay. You don't need it. You have a good
Okay,
thing.
yeah, I'm gonna put in a PSA. If you depend on burn prints, just delete the game for a second.
I haven't done effort or master yet, so I don't know.
The funny thing is that master is actually easier to deal with for lack of
Wait,
focus on deck. Yeah, for whatever reason, Master Hybrid is like very non-burn res. Because like all of her attacks kind of just one-shot you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Her skill 2 is still like limited by AoE. It's still the same AoE, just doesn't heal.
Yeah.
So and she just traded healing for slightly more strength, which is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
She's just a very slightly modified version of Light Odetta. So
I think the most I'll see her in is an expert, maybe.
Yeah.
But Master,
Fair.
that's a different story because Master's an entirely different ball game.
All right,
Where you
so
actually have to bring like the most optimal stuff.
I need to hear. So, is the reason why Light Odetta is such a good light unit because there's a lack of great light units?
basically.
Okay, that's what it's starting to sound like.
Yeah, because the problem with Odetta, well, Halloween Odetta, is that Xander and Summer Celier exist, and she doesn't really have much of an advantage over either of them. So it's kind of the issue. She's not bad by any means. It's just yeah.
You're gonna see more summer celeries than any of the others.
Yeah.
But she's hot.
She
So
is
is
hot.
Summer Celery. Have you seen her fucking tits, bro?
Okay, I have, but this is a different kind of hotness. Summer celery is like the sporty kind. Not everyone's into that.
This is like the second.
All right, please explain to me why Maritimus is a light dragon and why is he? He didn't even try
He's a
very
light
hard. He just put on a stupid hat and he thinks he's ready for Halloween. Get the fuck out of here! You don't get candy for that.
What do you mean Maritimus?
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
He kind of only had. Well, he's basically a water Freya. So
Whoa, whoops,
his
water.
big thing. What?
I said light. I mean, yeah, it's water.
Yeah, he's water. But so his big thing is that 35% skill haste is really, really, really good on Elisanne because Elisanne's entire gimmick is that she just spams her skill 1 buff to make everyone super duper strong. So
Yeah, she's a buff bot basically. About it.
yeah, she's buff pot. So she really appreciates Maritimus, and healers should as well. My only thing is, I don't know, at least in the Hybrid Hilda meta, I don't know if it's better for a healer to run Maritimus or to keep running Leviathan. Because right now, the Hybrid Hilda meta for healers is to run Leviathan and take advantage of his ridiculously high shapeshift damage to essentially nuke her on break. Because as long as you have good strength, anyone can do damage with Leviathan. It doesn't matter if you're a healer or not. So I don't know if it's going to be better to run Maritimus on a healer or still stick with Leviathan. Ellie though. Ellie definitely prefers Maritimus.
I think that depends on the performance of the team. Like, if you have a really good performing team, you don't need Maritimus. Like, your team's not dying.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
But if your team's dying, yeah, Maritimus will help a lot because you'll need to constantly heal.
Well, it's not just that, but it's also the skill damage.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Feels really nice.
So This feels really, really nice. It's a big AoE that increases the skill damage by 30%. That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Combined with Siren, that's 120%.
My only complaint is that it might be a bit tricky to pull off in practice because normally everyone dragons on break. That's usually how you go about things. Maybe like one person will stay in adventure form if they're using a dragon that isn't particularly powerful on shapeshift. But oftentimes with water teams especially, as soon as the boss breaks, everyone with Leviathan pops it, and if you have Siren, I guess you can stay in adventure form. But so the thing is, if you're in dragon, you only get one skill, and that's it.
Right.
So I'm not sure how much you'll get out of this if everyone's just gonna dragon on break. But if you're playing with like a more Siren-oriented team and people like stay in adventure form on break, just to spam all their skills, I think this could be really powerful. So,
yeah, you'd have to coordinate it if you want to use it properly.
yeah.
You don't just want to throw it out there just cause.
And again, Leviathan does have good modifiers on his skills, so it's not that bad.
He does, yeah. It's just he only has the one, where ideally you could have
Okay,
3 skills on break.
I'm sick of looking at this. Why is he jumping on my wife? What the fuck?
Cause booty game too strong.
Like, he breaks her, then he just starts humping her. What the and then he starts beating her from the behind. Oh my god, this is messed up.
Bro, they call him the
you're
Fred
just
Rocket for
jealous.
a reason.
Well, no, you're just jealous, Nim.
Dude,
that
I'm not a cunt. I don't
polar-
find this enjoyable.
You're just
There you go.
mad that some polar bear dragon-looking ass is coming in here and fucking your wife. You're just upset.
And he's smiling too. Look at that face.
I know he's enjoying himself. Fuck him. All right, great. That is Halloween Fantasia 2. I guess nobody even talked about the first year Halloween heroes. Are they still relevant? What's relevant for the first year?
Halloween Ellie is the only thing that matters. Everything else is bad.
Okay.
Cool, because I got her.
She still barely mattered, sadly.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Then that makes a lot of sense. All right, I'm gonna be pulling soon this weekend. Hopefully it goes well. It is until the 31st, which is surprising because it literally ends on Halloween. A lot of gacha events go past Halloween. The Halloween events go past Halloween.
So it doesn't even end on Halloween, it ends the day before.
Oh, wait, ends the day before. What the heck?
Gotta make time for Mega Man.
That makes no sense. All right, whatever. Anyways, the event started. Good luck, guys. Good luck on your polls. For me, it was a good banner as soon as I saw Mym. So I'm not gonna say anything about it being good or not because I decided before I even saw or read anything.
Yeah. All right, Paul.
Yeah, that's probably.
I
Yeah,
got
same.
everything except Maritimus, so I'm happy.
I got everything except for him.
I'm gonna keep going for the dragon, so.
Anyways, that's Halloween Fantasia 2. Hope you guys learned something. That's it. We're done. Now let's finally start the story.